The end of the year is basically very close. I did enjoy fireworks when I was younger, but we in my friend group don't do fireworks anymore, and you know, a friend of mine gifted me this hair. It is braiding hair, but when I saw this, I don't know why, but it straight up reminded me of fireworks. Because it's colorful, it has this dark blue as one of the main colors, and then it has a neon yellow, red, purple, greenish in there, and I think that is very cool, kind of. Then we have this one strength of hair that I already did straighten. I zoom you in for a moment. Not sure if you are able to see enough of this. Because it was laying in a box for ages. That it will get interesting to brush that out. We will do that together this time. But I thought, wait, why do I put it away? With this hair, which already is quite interesting, I had bought something which could work. It is, basically a tinsel ribbon thing. In gold, in purple, in turquoise. I think it's very fun and colorful and over the top. So basically it screams New Year's Eve. And because of that, this will be part of the skirt and part of the top. But the main dress will be made out of this one. I want to make a fairly short cocktail-ish dress and then have this as the fringe on the bottom to go straight up to the floor, and a fringe on the top that I will cut shorter, that is for the instead of sleeves and all of that good stuff. Together with this hair, she will get a ponytail and she will get bangs. That is something I already decided. And if I need some beads, I have these ones, which have a similar effect like these, looking like spilled fuel. When you see fuel spilled on the asphalt, sometimes it looks like that. So, and the doll I want to use is Cleo. That is my plan for the New Year's Eve doll. It could get very, very ugly. Very over the top. But I still want to try it, and if that is a fail, I'm fine with that. I will show her to you anyway. Doesn't matter how she turns out. Let's start. We first start brushing out this hair. And as I mentioned, a friend of mine gifted me this hair roughly, 3 years ago or something like that. And I always wanted to turn or make a New Year's doll with this, but I always forgot up to now. And I am surprised it is easier to brush it out than I thought. And yes, for the first time in forever. And no, I don't mean the Frozen song. We are going to reroute at least some strength together. But first of all, our dear Cleo needs to be uncleofied. Give me your shoes. And again, we have the issue with the shoes not wanting to come off. I think she was one of the cheer squad dolls. I am not sure. But I have to admit, I saw most of the parts, most of the elements of her outfit so far, but never put together like this. And her being put together like this with the pants and the cheer dress, I don't think it fits very well. We have a little issue with her legs because it looks like the elastic isn't elastic anymore. I'm going to try something, and if I fail, I will be pissed at myself, but anyway. Yep, no wobbly legs anymore. That's great. So, we will see how that works until we are done with her. Step number 1, hair loss. I did wash her head and her body, and because I am me, I now feel guilty that I don't have a monster high sized bathing robe for her, so we will stitch one together quite quick. The pattern is very easy, and just to say that, person on YouTube that I don't know the name now that told me that I should make a pattern for this. Here you go. It is one of the easiest things. Here is voice over me again because this was taken far too long. First, I basically trace the doll in a T-pose onto paper, but I widen the area for the body and make it more triangular. After folding that in half and cutting that out, we have the basic pattern. To alter that now to the pattern that we need for the front, it's quite easy. We take just a little piece and fold it in 1/2 centimeter to 1 centimeter roughly. Of course, here you take into account how thick the neck of your doll is, but it's not that important because we will make a color piece anyway, so meh. Because for a simple thing like a bathing robe, I don't think that much precision is necessary. I cut the pieces in the fold, and I do that with both or with all 3 pieces that we need for the main corpus of the bathing robe. We need 2 front pieces that are mirrored and 1 back piece that I really cut in the crease in the fold, so that you have a large one. The first 2 for the front and the back, I cut the fold open. For the back piece, I keep it closed. What a surprise. And then we need 2 long strips. One will become the belt and the belt loops, and the other one will become the collar piece. These are the things you have to cut out. Ta-ta! And just to mention it, I am using an old bed sheet that is, basically the same, has the same structure, loopiness thing as a towel has. I don't now know how the fabric is called in English. Ta-ta, ta-ta. Just, yeah, doesn't matter. One of the two strips gets folded into half and pinned together. After doing the seam at the side, we will turn this, and I pin the two shoulder seams together. And those obviously get stitched together. What a surprise. When the strip is turned, you cut two pieces for the belt loops, and the rest can be folded in or tucked in, however, for the belt. And the sleeve ends, handcuffs, need to be folded in if you want to do that. If you don't want to fold them in, the raw edges can work as well with this kind of fabric because it rolls in a little bit. It's basically jersey. Then you can pin the whole color thing from the one side of the bottom piece of the front up to the neck in a straight line over the back piece neck area and down on the other side of the bathing robe. And yeah, you can stitch that on or pin that on and stitch it on the sewing machine on in a straight line. I always do that, and the shoulder seam might get teeny tiny bit messed up if you be very picky about if you are very picky about it. Maybe keep that area a bit more in mind, but if you just want to have something to not have your doll be naked while you are working on her head, just stitch it on in one row. Far easier, far quicker. Then the two loops we made are pinned in the side seams, and I just pin them a little bit underneath the arm, not that much. And then the side seams from edge of the sleeve, so cuff area, up to the side closure is pinned onto each other and stitched. Wow! Then I fold over the collar piece and I make sure to enclose the raw edges in that. You will still have the one raw edge, but I don't really like to fold it over twice because of the scale we are working in. So it looks a little bit messy from the inside, but hey! So, and as a last step, a hem on the bottom, then you can turn it inside out, put your belt in and put it on your doll. And ta-da! You have a finished bathing robe and can put your poor doll to the side, not being naked any longer. Let's seat you in the back. And now let's take care of what we are here for, which is the hat. Yeah, and to everyone's surprise, from here on out it will be a fairly normal reroute. What does that mean? That does mean that quite soon I will change from my normal filming area, which is my desk, to my bedroom, because you don't need to see every pluck I am doing here. We need to take care of her hair. Because I went to the cinema and watched a ballad of songbirds and snakes. Frizzy hair, frizzy curly hair, that is very big and poofy, does now remind me of Dr. Gall, and we can't have that. So she needs her hair straightened. Still not 100% dry, but dry enough to straighten it. And yeah, After that, we can clean her one last time and then go for the repaint portion. I then tried to straighten her hair, and it looks like this fiber that is used for this kind of hair is not very heat resistant. Because I didn't have a package, I was not able to find that out in another way. So I did melt some of it. I then put my straightening iron down to 140 degrees Celsius, which, according to Google, is 284 degrees Fahrenheit. You're welcome. But still, it was melting, and I then made the decision to just go over it quite quickly, as fast as possible, just straightening it as much as possible. Yeah. Afterwards, I then painted the scalp black, because as you already saw, I just rerouted around the hairline, because I already knew I wanted to have a very straight, very flat ponytail that is very sleek and everything, and a more fluffy fringe, bang. You know what I mean. That is why the back of her head got neglected very much. But it worked out quite nice. After the scalp was dried, I tried to get a piece of toothpick into her scalp, just to have a reference point, first for the ponytail, and second to anchor the ponytail where I want it to be. That did work more or less, let's put it that way. Anyway, I then put her hair into the ponytail, into said ponytail, and while doing that, I glued it in place and used the glue similar to a hair gel, but tried to still maintain basically the look of hair. So it does not look too much, too sleek, too wet look-esque, but we have a high ponytail that is as sleek as possible. And for the first time, it worked that way. I'm so happy about it, because let's face it, I do think that looked quite nice in the end. I did remember that last time I was in the UK, I stole some supplies from my friend Rainbow Fine Art. She knows about that. And one piece was basically bead for braids, and I really liked the idea of her having that as the ponytail thing. Then she was wrapped, she was sprayed, and we can start the repaint. It might be as surprising for you as it is for me, but for the first time in my life, I do know what I want to do with her. So, first of all, of course, we need some shading. And for that we have some darker browns here. And we will need a little bit of blush, and I think I need the darker one there as well. And then we have a lot of eyeshadow colors. And that's not all. I decided for her I will go all out. She will get the most makeup I have ever done. So, let's start with that. As previously mentioned, we started with shading her face and already giving her a bit of eyeshadow. because the style I wanted to do, had a lot of eyeshadow underneath the main attraction. I know what I'm saying here does not make any sense, and I guess in the thumbnail you already saw what I did with her face. But anyway, I don't want to give it away in the video if you are not, or if you did not see that. So, shading and some heavy eye makeup. Thank you for that. So, now I shut up for a moment. Don't know how long. Looking forward to talking to you again. So, here we are back again with her, and I think I'm fine with her staying like this for the moment. Now, I want to find 3 colors in my stash of mica powders that are similar to these. You might have guessed it, those mica powders were mixed with some glue, and then I generously spread it onto her lips, her nails, her underpants, and as a eyeliner. Gosh. Yeah. It was used as an eyeliner as well. What a surprise. But obviously I did not only want to use it as an eyeliner. What a surprise. I did use it to paint on different, firework explosions onto her face as well, around the eyes. So you have all the colors that are in the dress or in the fringe of the dress around her eyes shimmering as well. So she is a sparkle queen. I already said she is kind of my New Year's Eve fairy without wings. Yeah. And to not have her being boring, I then glued on some rhinestones. In the center of all of the firework explosion area thingamajigs, and into the corners of her eyes, because I wanted to. Then it was finally time to free her hair. So I unwrapped her, and I did cut most of the bangs short. I again tried to straighten that, but was not that successful, and then I decided to use a hairdryer, and that was the best thing I could ever do. To be honest, normally I have a lot of issues with cutting bangs. With this hair that is, let's say, so delicate that you can straighten it with a hairdryer completely. It was so easy to get flat laying pretty bangs. I do think she has the nicest bangs I ever gave any doll, and I love it. I never thought that I would be so happy about bangs and about a hairdo that is so, I don't know, Ariana Grande-esque. Or for me it was more like here, Fergie from the My Hums video. But anyway, I am so happy with how she turned out. Yeah. And then, of course, after I was so happy with that, we had to go and make the dress. Yay! I made a quick pattern for a kind of, short, very short dress. With a slit on the side, just to having her be able to sit. It has a little dart in the front that is not seen on the yellow piece, but here on the pattern you see it. I then traced that onto the fabric that I wanted to use, the faux leather, and then used the mock-up, that was the word, to pin on the fringe and cut that to size already. So I just needed to stitch together the dress and then stitch on the fringe. I had to cut it a little bit shorter afterwards, but lucky me, the main part was already done. And then, with all the parts being done and working quite nice together, I could put her into the dress. I used a lot of accessories from a Claudine doll. I think it's one of the hybrid doll thingamajigs, Monster Fusion, you know what. Yeah, so Timothy, you have 2 dolls to describe today, where you have them from, or where you got them and why you got them. Anyway, I did dress her up, and I think she really turned out so cute. I really do like her quite a lot. I hope you did enjoy this last video of 2023. We will see us again next year. And I wish you the best and that everything you want to achieve in 2024 comes true. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.